I want to now talk about a very different kind of strategy. And I want to talk about it first by talking about a game. This is a very familiar situation, I am sure, with a lot of you. Anytime there is a penalty kick or a penalty situation. So, such situations happen, say, in the game of football, in hockey, and in other games as well. So, let us take football. So, there is a penalty taker, somebody who has been charged with taking the penalty, and then there is the goalkeeper, who is now charged with trying to save that penalty. The penalty taker typically has only two actions, whether to shoot left or to shoot right. Typically, nobody wants to shoot in the middle. And similarly, the goalkeeper has two actions, either to dive to the left or to dive to the right. So, suppose the penalty taker shoots to the left and the goalkeeper correctly dives to the left. Let us assume then the penalty is saved. So, now the penalty taker has not been able to convert and so gets a payoff of -1, whereas the goalkeeper gets a payoff of 1. If it were the other way around, that is, the penalty taker shot left and the goalkeeper dived to the right, then the goalkeeper looks like a fool and he gets -1, whereas the penalty taker converts the penalty and gets 1. You can similarly look at describe the other cells in this particular game. So, what should be the equilibrium be in this case? Is there a dominant strategy equilibrium? A quick look will convince you that there is no dominant strategy equilibrium. Is there a Nash equilibrium? Again, you can try each cell very quickly and you will notice that there is no Nash equilibrium either. Actually, what I am saying is not quite true, but let me continue nevertheless. You know by now, either because you have played football or hockey, you can sort of guess what the outcome is going to be. Most probably, what the penalty kicker will do is to randomly shoot left or right. So, before going to take the penalty taker already makes up his mind whether he is going to shoot left or right, and with a probability of 50%. Similarly, the goalkeeper decides to dive left or right, again with a probability of 50%. So, consequently now, first of all, what we have is a different kind of strategy, where the players, the people involved in the game, do not decide play a particular strategy with a probability of 1. They are now mixing their strategies. They are keeping their opponents guessing. And you know very well that such situations happen in a lot of games, particularly card games. If you are playing poker, if you only bid when you have a good hand, then you are never going to make any money. So, you have to keep your opponents guessing. And so, that is what mixed strategies are about. For this particular game, the mixed strategy to use is for the penalty taker to shoot left with a probability of 50% and the goalkeeper to dive left with a probability of 50%. So, half the time the goalkeeper will guess correctly or dive to the right side and be the hero, and 50% of the time the reverse will happen. So, this is a particular kind of strategy, and actually even now you really have a Nash equilibrium again, but now the Nash equilibrium is in mixed strategies rather than in pure strategies. So, we have to make a distinction between mixed strategies where people randomize across their actions and pure strategies where they choose a particular action with probability 1. Let's think about another example which is much more related to business. Let's suppose there is a city which already has a cab service called Ambarish Luxury Cabs. Ambarish Luxury Cabs is faced by competition from the entry of Ashwin Auto Rickshaw, which of course is a low-end service. Now, Ambarish's problem is whether to charge a high price or to charge a low price. If Ashwin didn't enter, then Ambarish would always like to charge a high price. On the other hand, if Ashwin does enter, he might be forced to charge a low price. And similarly, if Ashwin chooses to stay out, then he would like to charge the high price, but if he wishes to enter, he would charge the low price. So you can see quite easily that there is no pure strategy Nash equilibrium in this game. If Ashwin enters, Ambarish would like to charge the low price. But if Ambarish charges the low price, then Ashwin will want to stay out. And if Ashwin stays out, then Ambarish would like to charge the high price. But if Ambarish charges the high price, then Ashwin would like to enter. So there is no pure strategy Nash equilibrium in this particular game. And so the equilibrium will have to be in mixed strategies. Again, I will not calculate the equilibrium strategies, the probabilities for you. I wanted to show you an example of a situation where there is no equilibrium in pure strategies, and therefore there must be one in mixed strategies.